What's up, everybody, and welcome back to our Z Roll. We are very excited about this video because this is a question that we have been asked so many times. And that question is, if you had only one day in Disneyland, what would you do? Let's answer that.
So for those of you that are new, I'm Lacey and this is Justin, and we love Disney, but Disneyland is like our go-to. We grew up as kids going to Disneyland. We still love going to Disneyland. Nothing against Disney World, we love it, but we know Disneyland like the back of our hand.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know the back of my hand very well.
I was just to say, why do people say that? It's like, there's little, anyways.
Whatever.
We know it well, so people do ask us. You guys have asked us. People in our just life come up to us. They're like, hey, I'm going to Disneyland for a day. What should I do? What should I eat? What should I ride? So we're going to give you guys our Z Roll recommendation, okay? So don't hate on us if you're like, I don't like that ride. I don't like that food. This is what we do, and we think, I think you'll like it too.
So if you like this video, know that we have more videos like this. We do a lot of traveling, that kind of stuff too. So stick around, subscribe to our channel, be part of our family. We would love to have you here. Okay, so how this video is going to work is we're going to break it down into 3 different categories. Morning, afternoon, and evening. And we're going to let you know different tips, tricks, things to do, things to eat, all that kind of stuff in the different times of day. Also, this is just Disneyland, not DCA. Maybe we'll do a DCA. Let us know below if you want us to. But this is just a day at Disney.
Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? I feel like we're going to Disneyland today. I'm really excited. But before we get into our first category, first thing you need to do is download the Disneyland app. Honestly, I think it's kind of impossible to do a day at Disneyland without the app, with everything you can do and utilize on there. So download the app. And we also recommend, if you're going for a day, please get Genie Plus. I know it's an extra cost, but you are going to get a lot more out of your day. You're going to be waiting way less in lines and getting more rides in if you buy Genie Plus. It's standard $25, but it does fluctuate depending on the day. Sometimes it might be a little bit more, but you can just purchase it the day you get in the park. Also with Genie Plus, Photo Pass is included with that price, which is awesome because you get to document your day and get all the cool pictures from the photographers, and that's all included. So that is also a huge perk as well. And lastly, we're getting you guys some to-dos. If you're going with a group of people, make sure you link your reservations. So if you've got like friends going and you want to be together, or you know, with your Genie Plus pass, with as far as booking your lightning lanes, make sure you link reservations. It will make your process a lot simpler.
Okay, the first category is morning. So you get up, you're excited, you're stoked.
I'm gonna interrupt you already. Mornings at Disney are just so good.
It's amazing.
You're like, it's early, but you don't care because you're in line, the music's going.
Don't even care.
It's so exciting.
So this is what we do. So we actually go to downtown Disney to start it out. Okay, I know we talked about just talking about Disneyland, but that's how we do it. We start at downtown Disney and we go to Starbucks and we get our Starbucks.
Yes.
And then we get in line to get into the park.
Right.
Now, I would definitely check the park hours, know when it's opening up, all that kind of stuff. But usually, you can actually get inside, like, Main Street area about an hour before the actual park opens. Okay? Yeah. So I would make sure you call Disney customer service, you know, get all those ducks in a row before the day starts. But usually, if you're doing a rope drop, and if you have one day at Disney, highly recommend rope drop. Yeah. Because you'll get a lot more done if you do that. So rope drop basically means like you're there when the park opens. So getting inside Main Street, loading Main Street before the rope drop happens is awesome.
It is.
Because you're able to have a little bit more time there, see the things, smell the things, all that kind of stuff. You have your coffee in hand, and you're just enjoying Main Street USA.
Get some pictures down Main Street. You get to see the castle. So it's fun.
It's fun.
Then it's not like you're, hurry, let's go get to a ride. You kind of have a little bit of time to like...
To breathe.
To just enjoy the morning in Main Street. Okay, rope drop has happened. The park is officially open. You have the kingdom at your hand. Where do you go? I'm getting really weird. So what I would suggest is book your first lightning lane. So there are a lot of rides you can use your lightning lane towards. I'm going to list off the ones they have on there currently. So there's Indiana Jones, Haunted Mansion, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Matterhorn Bobsled, the Roger Rabbit Cartoon Spin, Autopia, Star Tours, Small World, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and the Buzz Lightyear Astro Orbiter. So you have a lot to choose from. I would book ones that would sell out quickly. Those would be more of the like higher ones, I guess, in our book. You know, Thunder Mountain's a big one, Indiana Jones,
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, that's another one. Whatever you guys want to do, I don't think you can go wrong, but book what you'd like to do first thing.
Now, a quick tip about Lightning Lane. This is really important, especially if you want to ride a lot of rides. If you book a ride, you cannot book another ride until you A, have ridden that ride, or B, there's like a little time window when you can actually book the next ride.
And they'll let you know what that is, and we usually will like set a timer so we know like right when that's up, okay, what one are we booking
So
next?
if it's like 2 hours, it's like, you know, set timer for 2 hours, and it beeps, and they're like, okay, go. Because you just lose track of time when you're in Disneyland for whatever reason. And so if you want the most out of your Lightning Lane, make sure you set those timers so you can book more rides.
Yep. We also wanted to mention there are currently 2 rides that you have to pay an additional charge on top of already purchasing your Genie Plus if you want the Lightning Lane. And those are the Rise of the Resistance and the Mickey's Runaway Railway. So we wanted to mention that. And if you don't want to purchase the extra amount for that charge, then you can always head to those rides first at Rope Drop. That's a good little tip. The rest of the day is going to be pretty long. That'll be your best bet for waiting less. Okay, cool. We're not going to be talking a ton about Genie Plus. This isn't like a Genie Plus video, but we're just wanting to make sure you guys know, like, utilize that. It's going to be huge. So stay on top of using that so you can have those lightning lanes, because that's what's going to get you on the ride faster and on to the next.
Now, all that being said, if you want our POV, what we would do, our recommendation, because we've already rid those rides several times, we would go straight to Indiana Jones. I don't know why. We've done it since we were kids. It's nostalgic, and that's the great thing about Disneyland is everyone has just a different kind of spin on the day. But this is what we would do. And know this, we are actually just in standby for this Indiana Jones ride, because usually it's a walk-on when it's rope drop.
Yeah.
But note that we have already booked a Lightning Lane for another ride for later on in the day.
After Indiana Jones, we're in Adventureland. They always have these like cool little stands where you can get snacks. And this is the time of day where we're like, come on, like, we've been up early, we've had our coffee, we're getting hungry. So Justin is usually going for his pickle. He loves getting the pickles at like 9 a.m. by now. I mean, I don't 8:30. It's like a little early for that. And then I'll get like one of those spear pineapples. They're so good and refreshing. But I don't know, something about that, it just kind of like rejuvenates you, and it's just like exciting. You've just done your first ride. So we usually get like a snack around this time, and then we hit up another ride. Usually Pirates of the Caribbean. That's another one that is just, you know, you can just walk right on in the morning, and they don't have lightning lanes, so it's nice too, because, you know, you don't have to use that up. So we usually go on Pirates of the Caribbean because it's just another nostalgic
We just love that
ride.
whole area. Like Indiana Jones, POC, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I call it POC. I don't know if anyone else calls it that, but whatever.
I think so.
But yeah, enjoying, you know, our snacks, our breakfast, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because we don't normally sit down for breakfast in the morning at Disney. We just kind of get on the go kind of stuff because, again, we want to get to those rides. We want to get the day going, kind of a thing. So this last trip after Indiana Jones, we got our dill pickle and we got our pineapple spear. I also picked something up new, and that was apple and caramel.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, and so I got that, and we went in line, Pirates of the Caribbean, and we're literally eating apples and caramel in line. And it was amazing.
It was so fun.
We're gonna add that to like our tradition,
Our morning routine.
at this point.
After POC, as we call it, then we usually hang out in Fantasyland for a while. So we hit up all the like kid rides, the dark rides as they call them, because there's no lightning lane for these, and they usually will be longer waits in the day, and they're short rides, so it's nice just to hop on. You can hit up Peter Pan.
We usually go to Casey Jr. for some reason.
Yeah, Casey
the boys
Jr.
are like ready to go
Train.
for that.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
There's Alice in Wonderland. There's Snow
White.
White. There's Pinocchio. There's Mr. Toad. We usually will honestly get a lot of those in during that time. Sometimes the carousel, but it's super fun.
And it just depends on the wait. Sometimes things break down, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And so, you know, that's why we stay there for a little bit.
Yep. So we'll kind of ping pong in that area. Also, last time we were there, I was nursing our little daughter, Junie. So if you're nursing, there's a place over in that area. It's the Red Rose Tavern. And I just sat over there and nursed her, and you can like see like all of Fantasyland. It was like a really cozy spot. So I just thought I'd mention that, kind of random.
And they have food there. It's a good place to eat as well.
Right.
But she did that while we went to Casey Jr. And I think we did, I don't know, we did another ride in there as
Pinocchio
well.
or something.
Also, during this time, you're probably ready for a restroom break as well.
Yes.
Okay? Because you just ate something. Hydration also is key.
Pickle juice.
All that pickle juice. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water. But there's bathrooms that we always go to, and I feel like they're never busy, and I think they're the coolest bathrooms, and it's the bathrooms behind Alice in Wonderland. For whatever reason, it's kind of in this weird area, so it's just there's
like in a
not a lot of
corner.
traffic. And so yeah, we just go there and get our bathroom on and keep on going on the Fantasyland rides.
It's so cool because all their doors are like the cards from Alice in Wonderland too, so it's pretty fabulous.
Pretty nice. Okay, so now this is the part where things get a little bit just whatever, okay? So it just kind of depends on the wait lines in Fantasy. It depends on if anything gets, broke down. And you're also kind of looking around, like, so when Lacey was nursing, she was able to look around and kind of see the waits for other rides.
Yep.
Also, you're keeping track of when you can actually book another ride. So depending on what you've booked and all that kind of stuff, you may be going to your next ride by now. For us, we ended up going to Haunted Mansion because the standby was just super chill. Yeah. And we went there, and that's where we were at. So by this time, you're probably in, the ride that you booked, your Lightning Lane, or you're finding another standby that's short. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. We're moving on. It's kind of like almost lunchtime, but not really. About an hour or so before lunchtime. So we're in line for our Lightning Lane or just a standby, and we're doing something very important because we're about an hour out before lunchtime.
So what we do now is we are utilizing the mobile order to get our lunch. It's really nice. You can go on wherever you'd like to eat. We're going to talk about that in a minute on some of our recommendations. But you can pick your time frame. So let's say, we're in line. We're like, we'll probably be out of here in 30 minutes. And we'll pick the time frame we want. Ask everybody their order. Get it on there. So then when you're done with your ride, you can literally just go to that place and your food is ready for you and nobody's hangry. It's a beautiful thing.
This is honestly very important because you can get hangry really fast because, again, you lose track of time in Disney and you have to mobile order in order to get the food when you want it. You can go up and get your food, but you may have to wait quite a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, and we've had those experiences where we're like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. And then you go wait in line and it's like, we're waiting for
the most part, everything's pretty much mobile order. You can go to the carts and all that kind of stuff without that, but if you're trying to get something like at an actual sit down or fast service, whatever, it's all going to be mobile order. So we always do in our internal clock an hour before we are hungry. And like Lacey said, maybe you find a slot for 30 minutes or whatever, but it's good to check that to see where the slots are to get your food.
So if you're asking, where do we go eat, Justin and Lacey? Well, we'll tell you a few places we like to go to. So if you want to head over to Tomorrowland, we really like the Galactic Grill. That's where you're going to get like your burgers, your chicken tenders, your chicken sandwiches, your fries, stuff like that, if that's what you're in the mood for. Mac and cheese for the kids. If you're feeling pizza, right across from there is Pizza Planet, which is super cool. They also have really good pastas there. And you've got just a fun atmosphere, especially if your kids love Toy Story. Another option, if you're feeling just something a little different, is in Frontierland. They have some really good Mexican food at Rancho del Zocalo, and we love going to this place, and I feel like we have never done a Disney trip and not gone here because it's one of our favorites.
We usually
and their Coke there is so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
We usually do it in the evenings, actually.
We do.
Usually what we do. However, if you're feeling Mexican for lunch, that's what you do.
All right, lunch is done. Your bellies are full. You're feeling good. You're ready for another ride. Maybe you have a Lightning Lane that's ready to go and you're heading to that ride. That's awesome. That works out great. Maybe you don't. So what we like to do is, find rides nearby, maybe where you're eating, and I'm always on my phone like, hey, this wait time's only 20 minutes.
It's a good time when you're eating lunch, kind of start planning your next steps.
Right.
Is what we do. And so, we're eating, we're kind of hanging out, and then we'll pull up the phones and be like, hey, what should we do next? And again, we're enjoying our meal, but we're also kind of ready to go for the next adventure.
Right. And if you took our tip and you're in Tomorrowland and you ate at either the Galactic Grill or at Pizza Planet, you also have the Nemo submarines right in that area, and that ride does not have Lightning Lane, so you could hit that up if it's not a long wait. So there's some options there. Now we're in the afternoon of Disney. So this is usually the peak time for crowds, for lines and rides. It's pretty busy. If it's hot, it's usually the hottest time of the day. So here's some things we like to do. So this is the time where we like to go to some shows. Just put your feet up a little bit. Your poor feet are probably exhausted by now. So you can go to the Tiki Room. That's always a really fun one we like to do. Get another Dole Whip while you're there. And then there's also the Abraham Lincoln, show. I love that one. Yeah. That's always a good one too.
It's hotter at this point, and so going to those kind of sit down air conditioning areas are always really nice.
They also have a show we haven't seen yet, but it's called Take on the Lion King, but it's in the big tent area over by Toontown, so you can check that out. You can do some shopping if you want to do some shopping. Maybe this is a good time if you have kids and they want to see characters, meet some characters.
Use your photo pass, right? All that kind of stuff.
Galaxy's Edge, I feel like is another cool place just to kind of like putz around, because it's just like you see a lot of things. They always have like characters around there. Their shops are super cool.
Get the green milk, get the blue milk. You know, you say lunch, but you can get some liquid in you know?
They'll also have like afternoon parade, so that's a good time. Maybe you could just find a spot and like, you know, chill out for a while, get some more snacks while you're waiting.
I would say honestly, like, parades are, I guess it depends on who you're talking to, but they can be underrated. And so I think sometimes when you actually sit down and you're intentional about watching a parade, you won't regret it. For some reason, sometimes, you know, I know you just ate lunch, but grab a churro. You know, sit down, relax, watch the parade. But there's just so many different things you can do when, you know, it seems like most of like the standby rides are pretty packed. It's getting hot, that kind of thing. And things you can do while you're waiting for your next lightning lane.
So yeah, that's just, you know, we don't have like a itinerary for the afternoon. I think the biggest recommendation we have is just slow down your pace a little bit. I think just a change of scenery and not feeling like, well, we haven't done this ride yet. It's like, hey, we've got the rest of the evening.
Because again, if you're going to close down the park, you need a little time.
You do.
And after lunch, you already, you know, naturally are like, oh my gosh, I just ate that greasy cheeseburger. Like, just kind of chill out and enjoy it. And so, yeah, it just depends. It depends on a lot of different things. Like, for example, like if it's super hot outside, we're going to do a lot of inside stuff. If it's a really nice day, then maybe we'll opt to do like the parades and whatever. And so it really just depends on what you want to do at this point. Right. Honestly, every Disney trip changes in the afternoon. The mornings were pretty like have a routine, but the afternoons they're always changing. We're always checking the standby lines and grabbing our lightning lanes and going to the parades.
And I like to have that time for like spontaneous things. Like the Dapper Dans are out. You're like, hey, like let's just chill and watch them. You know,
so good.
Have that time, enjoy everything Disney has to offer.
Grab a snack, people watch. It's amazing.
We
There's just so much to do.
like to get snacks. So
100%.
We share that with everything.
I mean, Disney snacks are literally like such a huge.
We go.
Yeah. I mean,
no.
Now speaking of snacks, what is your favorite snack in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, when it's hot, a Dole Whip, for sure. I will get a Dole Whip.
Yeah.
That's my afternoon snack. Go to.
Yeah, I usually get like a pretzel, a Mickey pretzel. I love it with a nice cold
snack
Coke.
To you? I feel like that's a lunch. It could be a lunch.
How is a pretzel a lunch?
I mean, okay,
no,
for
pretzel's
a kid.
100% a snack. I will do like 100% a pretzel. Or if it's really hot, I'll do some kind of ice cream. Like you like the frozen bananas.
Yes.
Those are really good. I'll just get like a Mickey bar or something.
If you're going that route with the pretzels and you need like just a little something to hold you over before dinner that evening, I'll go to the Little Red Wagon and get a corn dog. There's that too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's more of a meal than my pretzel.
I was going along with your area of pretzel. Okay.
Another place that we like to hang out in the afternoon is the Tropical Hideaway. We do this usually after like a Jungle Cruise kind of thing during the day, or Indiana Jones if we do that again, or whatever. Sometimes in the afternoon we just make our way back to Adventureland. But Tropical Hideaway is one of our favorites.
And I want to say, for those of you that remember, it used to be the whole Aladdin, I think it was Oasis or something. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
So that's what it used to be, but now it's like this cozy little, the name,
Hideaway.
Tropical Hideaway.
But it's a great way, again, just to put your feet up. And they have amazing bows you can eat. They have your Dole Whips. I don't like Dole Whips.
And egg rolls.
Egg rolls.
You get it all there.
You get it all. And so we always... A Disney trip is not a Disney trip for us unless we go to Tropical Hideaway.
And it's right by the Jungle Cruise, so you can get a good seat by the Jungle Cruise and watch the boats come in.
And just like you see the water, you see all the greenery, and you just feel cooler. I don't know. It's a great place.
Another cool area is go to Mickey's, Toontown and check out like all the stuff there.
We haven't checked it out since they revamped
everything. Yeah,
so we're very excited about that.
Visit the characters and see the houses. They have the fun little like interactive stuff there, so check that out too. Okay, guys, it's evening in Disneyland. The sun's going down. The lights on Main Streets are starting to go.
What do you like better? Do you like morning in Disney or do you like evening in Disney better?
I don't like that question because I like both of it.
So hard.
Both of them. It's just so magical at night though.
Yeah.
Like it's so magical.
It's so magical.
Especially just like.
And obviously the evening lasts longer. You know what I mean? Like it just does, but it's obviously, yeah. Especially if you're closing the park down.
Yes.
I don't know. They're both magical.
So again, we'll go back to the lightning lane. So if you've got rides booked, continue, keeping on top of that and going on those rides. But we're going to share some rides that we really like to do at night in Disney.
And honestly, we actually repeat these rides as well. So if we've already done them in the afternoon or the morning, we will still repeat these if we can. We'll find a lightning lane or we'll do standby because we just have to do it.
It's a different experience at night.
Yeah, and we like to repeat rides when we're at Disney anyway. Like some of the rides we love.
So one of those rides is Haunted Mansion. Like, it's just a little bit more eerie at night when you're waiting in line and it's just like dark out. It's really fun. It's really fun. The boys really like it too. They're always like, can we ride a Haunted Mansion?
Well, that's why we do it twice, because they love that ride.
Another one is Big Thunder Mountain. It's a roller coaster that's, outside, so it's super cool. And then for you, Space Mountain is indoor, but for some reason you like to do it at night.
Just the lights and everything. I don't know. It's an amazing ride at night.
Yeah.
But I ride that ride as much as I can in the day. Like if I can do 5 times, I will.
And then also Pirates of the Caribbean. We will definitely hit up that one again in the evening. It's just, I don't know, sometimes you can hit it on a good window and the line's like really short. We'll just, go do it really quick.
Teacups is another one that you just have to do at night.
It's so cool with the lights.
We wait for the night for that one.
Remember the time there was like a parade going by at night?
Perfect.
It's very magical.
Matterhorn, I mean, some people don't like that ride, but I'm going to let you know, we timed it perfectly one time. We were on Matterhorn. The fireworks were going off.
Yeah.
And we were seeing the fireworks as we were
cool.
riding. That was, I mean, I don't know how you timed that, but that was fantastic.
The ride kills your neck, let's be honest, but it's a classic.
It's a classic.
Now, a few places that are just a different experience at night would be Galaxy's Edge.
100%.
It looks amazing at night. Their lighting in there is unbelievable. If you can't
make it to Galaxy Edge during the day, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I would, if you only can do it one time, I would wait for the night. Yeah, for sure.
Really cool at night. Another place is New Orleans Square. Like, it's just really cozy over there. And then get yourself a beignet.
Check out the shops around there.
Julep. Yeah, just walk around at night. They have like lanterns in there and they're like kind of flickering. It's really, really cool.
And to be honest, anywhere you go in Disneyland at night is fantastic. So you're walking around, you're doing your thing, but you're kind of realizing you're getting ready for dinner. Okay, so again, about an hour out when you're ready. If you're doing like a mobile order, make sure you book that mobile order. There's a couple things that we actually do, however, that you can plan before your trip if you want to go this route. If you want to like do like a sit down restaurant like the Blue Bayou or something like that, you're gonna want to make reservations.
Cool, guys.
Yeah, you have to make reservations before
in advance.
I wouldn't count on standby with that on the waiting list. They have waiting lists. Sometimes you can get in if someone cancels last minute. But again, if you know you're going to Disney beforehand, I would reserve all this beforehand. So again, Blue Bayou or some other options.
If you don't know, Blue Bayou is a restaurant that's actually in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Like, you get to sit and see the ride go by. So it's really cool there. So if you're, wanting to do that, make those reservations beforehand. Also, another thing we actually just recently did on our last trip is we did the Fantasmic dining package, and it was at the Riverbell Terrace, and it was so cool because we had our meal. It had like a whole like dessert thing for us, appetizer. It was really cool package thing. And then we also got reserved seating for the Fantasmic show, which is a must if you're going to be in Disneyland. And for a day, you got to see Fantasmic. And
this is the thing. Why we like this whole dining package is because, again, you don't want to waste time like waiting when you're in Disneyland for one day. And so the cool thing is when you have this dining package, you have reserved seating, like an area where there's reserved seating. So you don't have to get there beforehand to get a spot. If you don't have that, you're going to have to, get there early to save a spot, whatever. But for this, it's like it's already reserved, so you can eat dinner and then you can come back later for that, and it's kind of nice. So we really like that. If we just had Disney for a day, we would highly recommend that.
You can also do a lot of these places during the day as well if you want to book, the Blue Bayou for your lunch, and then the one we talked about earlier, the Rancho del Zocalo, we usually like to do that in the evening because it's just kind of like at night. They've got really cool lights in there and it's really cozy. There's also the Hungry Bear restaurant that's over by, it used to be Splash Mountain, but now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, so that's a cool place to eat too. So there's a lot of different options. So after dinner, like we talked about, we would definitely see Fantasmic, so make sure you guys get that in if you're there for one day.
And again, when you do that whole dining package, Fantasmic is actually after your dinner. So you can do dinner and then you can just go back to that later. So you can go ride a ride, do whatever you want to do, and then come back for that.
And also what we like to do is see the fireworks. So if you want to go down Main Street and get a spot for that, because they usually have like cool projections on the castle. Their fireworks are just, they're awesome. And if you're going to be there for one day, see the fireworks show too. I know there might be like more rides to do, but that's what we would do. I think they are amazing. But you might still have time to hit up some more rides. So
and again, throughout the day,
you can do that too.
Every 2 hours or whatever, or if you already in a ride, get another ride.
Yep.
Do that all the way until you're not able to do any more rides.
Okay, now we're getting towards closing of the day. Like, you can tell the park's just getting to the end. Crowds are starting to clear out. What we like to do
Get popcorn.
is get another snack. Their popcorn.
We're doing churros.
So
Sometimes
good.
I'll even throw down a chimichanga. I know
Caramel
it's after
apple.
dinner. Because we're talking about a few hours after dinner at this point.
Yeah.
So caramel apple, chimichanga, churro, popcorn. I mean, there's so many great snacks. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose, but you'll figure it out.
Sometimes I'll go to like the shops that have like just different, chocolate candies to choose from.
Yeah.
So just get something to kind of close out the day.
Those are on Main Street. Maybe ice cream. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's all that. I usually do ice cream. Actually, I do ice cream a little bit later, but do those. But there's something special about walking Main Street after the fireworks with a snack in hand. I don't know what it is, but you're just kind of walking. You're just like, man, that was a good day, and you're enjoying Main Street.
And we like to kind of like let the crowds get out a little bit because after fireworks is usually when everybody's like done for the day, and we'll kind of just hang out, eat our snacks, people watch on the bench, and then once it kind of clears out a little bit, we'll hit the shops on Main Street. So that's kind of how we close out our day. It's just like going through all those shops, through the Emporium.
Because fun facts, the shops are open a little bit later.
They are.
That's why we don't really do a lot of shopping until the end, because if we have one day, we're going to stretch that day out.
Also, if you've seen things throughout the day, like you were eyeing, like at the end of the day, we're like, okay, I'm going to buy it. Just getting those last purchases in, maybe getting some cool pictures on Main Street at night where things are cleared out. So
there was one time where we were literally the last people, and it wasn't our fault. Okay, we don't want to be that person who's just like waiting, but
there was an issue
with the register, and so they're all apologetic. We're like, I don't care, we're in Disneyland, it doesn't matter. But we were really the last people out, and that was really some really cool photos because no one was there.
Yeah.
But that's what's cool about it is you'll see the crowds dim, and you can just explore and take your time shopping.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. Okay, there it is. There is a day at Disney. Now, obviously, there's so much more to the day, and it's hard sometimes to understand like where we're gonna go next and everything because of the lightning lane and whatnot. But that's kind of like our path, if you will.
Yeah, we really struggled making this video, you guys, to be honest, because there's so much, and we're like, wait, what about this? Wait, what about going back to your resort if you want to go to the pool? But we're like, no, it's just a day. Like,
well, it's
there's
just
so much.
The thing about Disney is one decision then makes the next decision, which is, I mean, it's life, but that's just kind of the thing about Disney is like, all of a sudden you make the decision and then you're over in this land and then you're exploring all this and then you go over here and it's kind of weird how it just forms kind of a thing. But I think as far as this video goes, this is kind of like our outline, if you will, and then we kind of fill it in when we're in the park.
Exactly. So we hope this helped. If you are, planning a trip soon and you just have one day at Disneyland, here's our outline. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, if you want some like tips and tricks for the parks, we also have done those videos before, so we'll link those below for you guys. Thank you for being with us today.
And honestly, comment below. Comment
Disneyland.
like what your outline would be. Like let other people know, because the community will look at the different comments and kind of plan out. Maybe that's a good idea. And also we love different ideas you guys have and all that. Also, we have a playlist of all of our Disneyland trips, and some of the B-roll that you've seen in this video is actually from those trips. So check those out as well. We can't wait for our next trip to Disney, which we'll announce soon. But anyways, guys, if you haven't subscribed, do that. Like this video, and we would love for you to be part of our family. We'll talk to you real soon.
Bye.
Love you guys.